to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia and I would love it if you could subscribe, and if you're already an existing subscriber, welcome back. So today I'm going to be filming my project pan and it's a 10th update, which is just crazy to me. And I've managed to finish 1.5 products, so I think you'll be aware of what the half product is, but we will go through that when we get to it. And I have actually managed to finish at least one product each month, which has been really good. I am really proud of myself for doing that actually, because at the end of the year what I will be doing is I'll be doing a video going through all of the makeup products that I finished in 2021. I would have at least finished 12, so I'm really excited about that and I can't wait for you to see that video. So let's just get started, shall we? So what I have here is my book, and this has all of my projects in it, and every time I use a product I tally it up in here, and every time I finish a product I also highlight it. So let's get started with the first product, and this is my Chemist Rose Quartz Youth Defense Lip Plump. So this is what it looks like. So I only used this 5 times last month, so what I will say is I am doing this update pretty late actually. So my cut off for this is the 10th of each month. It is now the 16th of the month. I've just not had time to film it, and I'm sorry, but my cut off and everything should be by the 10th. All the pictures I've taken and everything like that will also be from the 10th. I think there is only one product now anyway that has a picture, so I mean, to be fair, there wouldn't have been a huge amount of progress on this, and it also looks really disgusting at the top, I'm sorry. But what I do is I haven't marked this, because what I do is I take out the wand and I mark it that way and let it settle. And because I've only used it 5 times, I didn't think there was going to be a huge amount of progress. This is not going to be something that will be done by the end of the year, which is fine, you know. I put this in the project because this was something I used every day anyway. I mean, I say use it every day. I haven't used it a lot this past month, like I said, 5 times, and I've definitely done my makeup more than that. It's not a product I find effective, so I feel like I'm putting it on, but I'm not really seeing a huge amount of results. It is minty though. It's nice to smell at least, but I find it does nothing, so it won't be something I'd recommend. It won't be something I would buy again. I'll continue to keep using this until the end of the year, and then most probably after that as well, but just not in a project. Okay, so my half product that I finished, which I'm sure you will all know what it is my Ysl primer. So this was the Beyond Veil primer. So I did have 2 of these in this project, and because there were 2 minis I just put that as one product, and I finished the other one last update and I finished this one this update now. I did think I would have this done anyway. I mentioned that in the update, and yeah, I got it done, and I only used it 7 times and then it was done. So not a product I would get again. This one added a bit more glow to the skin than the other one. I just don't like the texture of these. It's like putting jelly on your face, and I find you always get more product than what you need because you're dipping your finger in to try and get it, and because of the texture of it you just get more product than what I think you need. So I won't get this again. It was nice to try, and if I were to get it in a box or anything I would definitely use it, but not something I would go out and purchase myself. And then the other product I finished was my foundation, and this is the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. Again, I thought I would have this done by this update, and I did. So I only used it a further 3 times, so not a huge amount of uses after the last update. This isn't, I feel like every time I'm saying something about these products I'm like, oh, I don't really like it, or this, but this was a product back in the day that I did enjoy, and I think because I wasn't using it consistently I enjoyed it, and I think it was also like the primer combination I was using. But because I was using this consistently, like nearly every single day since being in this project, I've realised I don't love it as much, because I find when you touch your face, which I'm guilty of doing that it just gets all over your hands. The foundation moves, and when you're wearing a mask as well, it just removes it all from this part of your face. I don't look for that in a foundation. I know I have foundations in my collection that don't do that, so to me, unfortunately, this isn't a foundation I would get again. My favourite ever foundation is the Rimmel Lasting Radiance, so I do have a glowy foundation in my collection. So if I am looking for something glowy, I do have something from the high street. But I would love to know if you tried a glowy foundation, what you'd recommend from the high street, or even higher end as well. I always love trying glowy foundations. They're my favourite because I do have dry skin, so I like a good glowy dewy base. So yeah, not something I would get again, but I have finished it. Okay, so the next product I have is my Wet n Wild concealer. And I don't know whether I took the stopper out last update or I was going to say I was going to take the stopper out, but the stopper is out of this now and it hasn't leaked, which is always good because the last time I took the stopper out of something, it was a lip gloss, it leaked everywhere. But this is what it's looking like now. So there is quite a lot of product still on here. And I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can, but I am seeing a bit of windowing now. Now, I don't think this is going to be done by the end of the year because there is still quite a lot of product. I'm using this every day, so this is my go-to concealer. I just don't see it being done by the end of the year, maybe early next year, but I just don't see it happening this year. I was umming and ahhing about taking the stopper out of this just because of my previous experience with taking the stopper out, but you know what, I'm glad I did because I would like to try and get every last bit out of this. I used it 9 times. So I did use it 9 times and that was every time I used makeup, which wasn't a huge amount in the last month because I haven't been well, but also work has just been so busy that I just haven't had the chance to put makeup on, like if I'm working from home. If I'm working in the office, which I will be doing more going forward, I always wear makeup. So fingers crossed, I'm going to have a lot more usage as the months go on. But yeah, I use this 9 times. So I'm happy with that. I'm seeing some progress now. I'm seeing some windowing on the packaging. So yeah, I'll just keep persisting with this. And I never know, I might be surprised that it might be done by the end of the year, but I highly doubt that. Okay, so the next product is the one product out of my whole project but that I'm seeing the least amount of progress on, and it is my NARS Orgasm Blush. I mean, I kind of expect it with it being a blush, you know, it's not going to be something that you're going to get through like really fast, and I feel like if you have a blush in your project pan, you most probably feel the exact same way as me. It's something that does take a while, but I honestly just do not see like much difference at all. So what I will do on the screen either side is I will put a picture of what it looked like last update and a picture of what it looks like this update. So I have used it a few more times since showing you now, so on the screen will be on the 10th when I took that picture. Had a few more uses since then, but it's not like it's going to be a huge amount of change because I've had this in for, I don't know, I think I might have introduced this middle of the project and I still feel like it looks the exact same. I have changed the brush now I'm using with this though. So I was using the Real Techniques brush and that was quite light. So now I've got a much firmer brush I'm using with this. I mean, it still looks nice, but I'm trying to hit pan. And this was the only thing in the project that I was trying to hit pan in. Everything else was to finish. I don't see pan happening this year. I did use this 9 times as well. So again, this is my go-to blush. I use this every single time I do my blush. Not something I can see that will have pan by the end of the year, but I don't know. I'll try and incorporate it into some project maybe next year, whether it be this one or another one, but I will keep using it until the end of the year and see where we get to. I do really like this blush though. I can see why it's a cult classic. It is really nice. It does also add a bit of a highlight as well to your cheeks. So if you're looking for something that, you know, you just want to be fast when doing your makeup, like me in the morning, sometimes just used to add this, and it just used to also add a blush and a highlight as well. So I do like this blush. I would have really liked to have seen pan in this. Okay, then the next product is my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight. So just ignore these marks now because these marks have been here that long. So I only used this 4 times, and the reason I only used it 4 times is because this is something I don't reach for if I go into the office. So I'm wearing it today and I feel like I'm not reaching for it that much now as well because I've used this nearly all year consistently, and I felt like I needed a bit of a change for my highlight. So I think this might actually be done by the end of the year. I might shoot myself in the foot for saying that because I've said that so many times, but I have squeezed every last bit out of this that I possibly can squeeze and nothing's coming out the top anymore. That is where I'm at now. So I think When I'm pressing it now, I'm not getting a huge amount on my cheeks, so I think this might be done next update, which if that is going to be so exciting. It's really difficult to, I think, see an end point for a product like this, because you know, like if you've got, you know, a foundation or a setting spray or something like that, you can clearly see it's empty. But with a product like this and having the sponge on the end, the only time you're going to be able to see this is done is when you're not getting any further product off the top. So I think I might be there next update. I'm really hoping I'm there that next update. This is a really nice highlight, it is, but I do think there is cheaper on the market. I've heard that there is a Kiko dupe for this and it's meant to be really good. But if you're looking to splurge and treat yourself, this is a really nice highlight. I used to shy away from cream highlights, but this is nice. I think I'm a bit over it because I've used it for an entire year. This is a little bit of a spoiler. Like I said, it's the 16th today and my cut-off point for this was the 10th. So I have actually finished this next product. So I'm going to count this as a next month empty because it technically is. And it is my Pixi Glow Mist. So as you can see, it is empty. It did have product in it when I had the cut off on the 10th. And I used this 9 times as well. So again, I use this every single time I did my makeup. And I have used it a few more times after the 10th, but I'll go into that next update. So yeah, a little bit of a spoiler, and that's why I know I have finished a product each update, because I finished this as well. So this is a product, I like the way that it makes my skin look. I really don't like the smell of it. And I've actually found a setting spray that I have been blown away with. I mean, it's not this one, but I found a setting spray in my collection now that I am blown away with. So I won't buy this again. I mean, if I was to get it as a gift or in a box, I would definitely use it because it is a nice product. But I found a favourite setting spray, so this isn't going to be something I will repurchase. And last but no means least is my Ysl Lipstick, and this is the Rouge Volupté Shine in number 48. Such pretty packaging. This barely has any use. So it looks pretty much the same as what it looked like last update, because I've only used it 3 times. This is not a product I can use when I'm going to be wearing a mask, because it gets everywhere. Like, I've worn it before with a mask and all of this part of my face, it had this colour all over it. So when I'm going into the office and, you know, if I'm going out to the shops or anything like that, I'm not going to be wearing this because I don't want to look like that. I'm not reaching for this a huge amount, and like I said, 3 uses, and I think that was all in one day. I do need to use this because this is getting to be an older lipstick, so I'm going to have to incorporate it into a project next year somehow. It is a really pretty colour, and I think the reason it's like that is it's such a moisturising formula that I think it just moves everywhere. But the colour is beautiful for this time of year, so I am going to try and use it a few more times and see where we get to, but this, like I said, is not going to be something I'll reach for that much. Okay, so that is my project update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and it'd mean the world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. And I'd love to know below your thoughts and opinions on all of the products I featured. And until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.